Speaking of Raw, I thought Monday's show was a great one. Good show in Canada this week. 5 good to great matches, starting with the opener. Bianca Belair beating Io Sky. A rematch from Io Sky's in-ring debut on Raw a couple of months ago. This was good stuff. Obviously, ideally, you don't want your tag team champions taking a clean loss, but, Io wasn't beating Bianca, so I kind of figured that. The damage control thing has been weird. I understand the criticisms. I mean, I really don't mind it myself. I like the group, but I can see people saying, oh, not that it's awful, but, people not really feeling it. It's not working. I totally understand that. I mean, Dakota lost in, 30, 60 seconds to Raquel on SmackDown? I mean, not to say she should have won, but the fact she lost so quickly was stupid. And then Io lost here, and the tag team titles are basically right where they were before they deactivated them 3 or 4 months ago. So it's like, I don't know what that means exactly, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on Bianca and Io Sky? And even more than that, as far as damage control, is it working for you, or is it not working, or is it somewhere in the middle right now?
Yeah, I would say it's more working than not working. It is somewhere in the middle, though. Like you said, some of the decisions have been, like you said, I didn't expect Dakota to beat Raquel, but how quickly she got beat, it's like, okay. But, I mean, I think it's fine. Like, I knew Io wasn't going to beat Bianca, so it wasn't, like, a huge deal to me. On SmackDown, they're clearly setting up, like, Raquel and Shotzi, it seems like, against her and Dakota and Io, so I don't hate that, but like I said, I just... They do this a lot. Like, a lot of people win, and then they just continuously lose. So it's like Bayley's been the winner, but the other two just keep losing. It's like, I know they're like her lackeys, but if you put the belt on them, they shouldn't lose as much as they do. It's to me, it's like the same thing with the Usos. I feel like they lose all the time. I understand, like, they're technically Roman's lackeys, but they've also been tag team champions for like over a year at this point. So, like, why are they losing as much as they are?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same with the two girls in Damage Control besides Bayley.
I feel like not the only, but a big reason as to why they brought these belts back were to kind of lure Sasha Banks and Naomi back to WWE. Now, in a bit of an update on that, Sasha Banks officially changing her Twitter handle yesterday to Mercedes Renato, her real name. As I tweeted, I don't think this is a big deal at all. I mean, it's significant, sure, but I don't really think it means anything. Just because, she changed her name doesn't mean she's done with WWE or she's moving on. Honestly, I feel like this is something that's probably been in the works for a while. You can't change your handle overnight if you have a check mark, so it's probably been in the works for a little while, I would assume. I still expect her back. I'm not saying she's under contract right now. I would assume that she is. I don't know if we ever found out she officially got her release. There were rumblings of that, but I don't know if it was ever 100% officially confirmed. I do think she'll be back, whether it be before Survivor Series and she will be in the War Games match with Naomi, or she returns at the show in Boston. I feel like Triple H ain't done with this sort of stuff. I would be very surprised if they weren't back either before or at Survivor Series. Not to say they absolutely need those women. I think SmackDown needs Sasha and Naomi more than Raw does. Raw's division is in far better shape than SmackDown's, but I don't think the Twitter handle changing thing really makes much of a difference either way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just a Twitter handle. It's not the end of the world. But like you said, I feel like, not that it's set in stone or anything, but I feel like the direction they're going with, especially to what the Survivor Series match will be, I feel like her and Bianca, or her and Naomi will slide in with the baby faces, and then it'll be the Damage Control and Alexa Bliss versus them in War Games. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. We'll get to it later, but I'm thinking Damage Control. I mean, it depends if they do it 5-on-5 or 4-on-4. NXT has done it differently. I think it has been 4-on-4 in recent years. I guess you could do 5-on-5. I think 4-on-4 makes sense. I think AEW has done 5-on-5. That's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, they've done 4-on-4. They did the 3-3-3 back in 2017. I think 4-on-4 makes sense. But yeah, Sasha and Naomi, probably versus Bianca and Becky. If you want to include 5-on-5, you could throw Alexa in there as well, or Asuka in there, or Candice LeRae, who just came back and whatever. So we'll see. But the seeds are being planted for sure as far as what they're going to be doing on that show with the Women's War Games match. A rivalry renewed here between Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio. Good match. I enjoyed this. Rollins winning after interference from Dominic Mysterio. Probably one of my biggest criticisms so far of the Triple H era of Raw, at least recently, and on SmackDown as well. A lot of, not non-finishes. I'd prefer this over, DQs and shit. So we're making progress compared to where we were previously with Raw. But they're doing a lot of, interference and Rhea Ripley getting involved, and Dominic, and Finn, and this person, and that person. I know you want to protect certain people in defeat, But it's like, when they do it every match on every show, it just gets to be old. I thought other than that, though, this was a good match, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. Like you said, I feel like, if anything, they need to do with people that need protection. Like, Rey Mysterio is made at this point. If he loses to Seth Rollins clean, it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
They only need to get the Judgment Day involved. Theory is the person that needs to be fucking protected more. We're texting back and forth yesterday. I feel like they always have used the briefcase as like a reason, like, oh, they have the briefcase so they can just lose. But I don't like the whole interference to help someone win, like you said, basically protecting them. But like, if it makes the sense for this certain person, yeah, but like, you can't protect everyone, like you said. And Rey Mysterio at this point, he's like a made man. He's a legend at this point. Like, he loses all the time anyway, so like, why do you have to protect him in defeat? I don't know. I feel like, for me, like, all the interference stuff is like what's like especially like me not interested at all in this whole Judgment Day Mysterio Edge whole feud thing. Like, it's I'm over at this point.